What's shaking and baking, all you hip cool cats? My name is Kit, and welcome one and all to Chicago Reacts. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that ring bell notification. That way all of you are made aware when we upload new content onto our YouTube channel. And today, we got ourselves a fun video to react to. It is a new trailer that has recently come out that is very close to my heart. It has to deal with Warhammer 40k. And for those of you who've been following Chicago Reacts from the beginning, you'll know that I am a huge Warhammer 40k fan. And apparently now there is a second official gameplay trailer of Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. So, Space Marine, the first one that came out, dealt with Captain Titus of the Ultramarines. Where we last left off, Captain Titus and his colleagues faced off against an invading orc horde, and then dealing with the nefarious plans of the forces of chaos. As that game ended, Titus's fate was left unknown. No one knew what would become of him due to the fact he was able to survive, well, being close to the foul powers of the warp. Now, since then, it was kind of assumed that we would never see another sequel to Space Marine until some time ago a trailer came out that captured the world by storm. Now, Warhammer 40k has really been doing a fantastic job in updating its lore and continuing on with the story, to which I have to say, 10 out of 10, it's life-changing information. I'm really happy to see that the lore is progressing, and that there is a growing community. After all, the Lion is back. Reboot Gilliman is the Lord Commander of the Imperium. And we're seeing a lot of new gameplay and various ways to enjoy participating in the community that is Warhammer 40k. And what I find interesting about Space Marine 2 is that we see Titus return, facing off against the one foe that nearly could have consumed Ultramar, and that is the Tyranid hive mind. So, for those who don't know, Tyranids are an all-consuming swarm. And this new trailer that's come out is the ongoing continuing gameplay, or the official gameplay trailer 2. To which I have to say, I'm going to play in its full entirety, and there will be some points later on where I'll replay the trailer and pointed out some things that really stood out to me. And, well, obviously it has to deal with the Ultramarines. And yes, I am a huge fan of the Ultramarines. So, grab yourself a tasty snack and a tasty beverage, and let's go ahead and pull this video up. And as always, folks, I would like to hear your feedback. What are your thoughts on Space Marine 2? Do you think the trailer and overall some of the images that we've seen, is it worth your attention? Are you going to buy the game? Are you going to dismiss it? What are some of the things that you're looking forward to finding out? And not to mention, I want to bring this up. Will there be any conversation or talk about what happened to Titus in the space between what happened in the first game and the second game? Is Titus, is there anything going to be mentioned of Primaris Space Marines, the return of Reboot Gilliman? I'm very curious to see what the overall Space Marine 2, the video game, where the story stands in the main universe. But as always, again, your feedback is important, so I like to hear what all of you think. But since I'm in charge of the ones and twos, let's go ahead and see the trailer in its full entirety in a 3, a 2, a 1.
Major Sarkana, what's your status?
We've lost a lot of land, out of heavy rounds, but we're still in the fight!
We're coming to you now.
They're plotting something.
What motive do these creatures have to attack this facility?
These are mere drones.
Then what guides them?
A worthy adversary.
Damn.
You will pay, you rotten cowards!
Wow.
Eviscerate this abomination! Delta Wing, report.
The spores collapsed the bridge. There's no way through.
Get into assault position by the bridge.
Let us show them some of ultimate hospitality!
Come forth and be slaughtered!
Okay, first impression. Um, Outstanding. Again, all these images probably what will remain in the game, and what will be, is just there for show. I mean, it can give or take. But I've reacted to a couple of these trailers before, and since then there's the cinematic, and then there was another gameplay trailer that came out some time ago. What I find interesting is that it's gotten better. And what I mean by this is that you could see that the environment, as a space marine, what you do as you face off against the Tyranids, everything you do towards the environment has a consequence. Everything that you do as a character, facing off against your foe is going to think on trying to outsmart you too. I'm Right now we're only seeing some of these smaller variations of the Tyranids, and I have to wonder what's going to happen when we face off against, oh, I don't know, far larger foes. So, for example, I want to just pull this up here, which is something that I really liked, and that was the ongoing attacking swarm. So let's go ahead and pull this up here, where we're seeing Captain Titus laying rounds downrange against the Tyranids that are swarming, or coming to kill him. So again, what we're seeing is some of the smaller Tyranids being eviscerated, whereas the larger foe is shielding itself, preparing for in-close melee combat.
You will pay, you rotten parasite!
Now, it wouldn't be Warhammer 40k were it not for the blood and gore and the guts that we're seeing, and the quick interchange between melee weaponry and ranged weaponry, of course, and how each of the Tyranids are trying to attack him in their own various attacks. And of course, let's face it, who doesn't like a sight of absolute blood and gore?
Eviscerate this abomination! Delta Wing, report.
The spores collapse the bridge. There's no way through.
Get into assault position by the bridge.
Let us show them some of ultimate hospitality!
So, that's a line I really liked. That was really brought up there. Let's show them Ultramar's hospitality. For those of you who are familiar with Warhammer 40k lore, Ultramar, especially the capital world, Macrab, was almost feasted upon by the Tyranid hive mind, known, or at least the Tyranid tendril known as Behemoths. And what I have to say is, in recent lore as it stands, and I do urge the community to add in their thoughts on this too. But as it recently stands, the Tyranids are beginning to invade our solar system at various points, and it's been always theorized that the initial Tyranid invasions were nothing more than scouting parties, and the real invasion force has yet to reveal itself. And with, of course, the Eye of Terror now being ripped open and splitting the Imperium in two, the Tyranids have always been that wild card, because, again, they are not part of the forces of chaos, they're not part of any Necron dynasty, they are their own entity, and everything is on the menu for the Tyranid hive mind. Doesn't matter, be they Necrons, Tau, Eldar, Dark Eldar, Forces of Chaos, and the various factions within the Imperium. What are the Tyranids after? And again, the bigger picture too is, what is the overall story for Captain Titus? Because here we're seeing Captain Titus face off against an unending swarm, but there is that big question mark of what lies, or what happened to him from the previous game. Where does he stand within the Ultramarines, Space Marine chapter, and the greater story that's being played here. So, again, one last time here, I just wanted to bring this up here, which I found to be a very fantastic and scenic shot.
We're still in the fight!
We're coming to you now.
They're plotting something.
What motive do these creatures have to attack this facility?
These are mere drones.
Then what guides them?
A worthy adversary.
And by worthy adversary, could be a Hive Tyrant, a Carnifex. Hell, how awesome would it be if old One Eye made an appearance in this game? Maybe if we saw Gene Stealer cults, I don't know. But this looks like a full-on Tyranid invasion. What are your thoughts? What are some of the things that you're looking forward in seeing? Will we see Captain Titus's former squad mate, Leonidus? No, not. It wasn't Leonidas. I think it's called Leonidus or something like that. Yeah, the one who said that the Codex Astartes doesn't approve of this method. I'm hoping we see that scumbag, because after all, the Codex isn't rules, it's guidelines, to which that scumbag failed. So I do hope that Captain Titus does at least have a chance to redeem himself. I mean, obviously he is in the Ultramarines chapter again. He survived his interrogation with the Inquisition. There's so much potential here, and I'm hoping that this game, the story, delivers to the Warhammer 40k community. So yeah, again, I have to say I'm liking what I've seen in the trailers, and overall some of the initial leaks about the story. So there we go. But they're not giving away too much, so this game should be a pleasant surprise. After all, the Emperor protects. All right, everybody. This has been Kit with Chicago Reacts. Please take good care of yourselves, keep your heads on a swivel, and as always, always remember, the Imperium will prevail. Peace.